My name is Eric Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to talk about impurity is an illusion. I thought this would be a good topic because there's so many spiritual traditions preaching the need for purification, and so many spiritual seekers trying to purify themselves in order to awaken. It's not the way to awaken. It's an illusion. But before we get too far, though, let's talk a little bit how it manifests, the idea of impurity, because it can manifest in various ways, and it's talked about in various ways, like that you need to purify the body, the mind, and the soul in order to awaken. Or it could be that we must purify and cleanse our conditioning, samskaras, and vasanas in order to awaken. Or it could be we need to eliminate our karma in order to awaken. There's all different ways. But what they're all kind of saying is they're saying you're impure. And until you purify yourself, you're not going to awaken. They're saying something's wrong with you. And until you fix it, you're not going to get there. Of course, this is an illusion. Simply because, fundamentally, the me is an illusion. All there is Brahman. In non-duality, all there is that. And you are that. The me, the illusory me, is this little me that, is kind of what a lot of people think they are. And they'll say, well, it's impure. I need to purify it. Well, you can purify it all you want, but what you have is an illusory me purifying and improving itself, and what you get is a more pure and improved me. It in no way shatters the me. The illusion of me is not shattered. The me is always believed through that entire process of purification. At no point does the me no longer become believed. Because what is awakening and enlightenment? Awakening and enlightenment, what is it other than a revelation, a realization that shatters the illusion of me, leaving just that, just Brahman. And you are that. Tattvamasi. That's always been the case. You've always been Brahman. That's always been the case. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. It's always been the case. And what awakening and enlightenment is that shattering of the illusory me that reveals or leaves just Brahman left. Now, if you read Hindu scripture, the Vedas or the Upanishads, you may come across a phrase, something to the effect of Brahman is without imperfection and blemish. And sometimes people go, well, how can that be? If Advaita Vedanta is true and all there is Brahman, and it's without blemish, well, how can that which has blemish be part of Brahman? And it's the simple fact that blemish and impurity does not exist. It's a mentally made up fiction with no basis in what is. And Brahman is what is. To say I am impure is to deny Brahman. It's to deny the self. Because you are Brahman. You are the self already. And funny enough, the whole drive and need to purify and trying to purify subtly grounds and reinforces the illusion. Because, as I said, what purifies other than the illusory me? So you have the illusory me trying to purify itself. Well, let's say there's some progress made, and the illusory me is improved. Well, now you have an illusory me going, well, I was like this, I'm now like this, look at the progress I've made. If I keep going like this, someday I'll get like that. That is substantiating the idea of a me. It's in no way helping the disillusion of the illusory me the shattering of the illusion. And so it's not a matter of purification. It's not a matter of needing to purify. And many teachers have discovered this over the eons. I mean, I remember there's a story of how the third Zen patriarch came to be. The second patriarch was wanting to go into retirement and was looking for a successor. And so he had all the monks in the monastery compose something, poems usually, to illustrate their understanding. And whoever seemed to have the deepest understanding would be declared the successor. And so all the brother monks in the monastery were composing and writing things on the wall. And the top brother monk, the one that seemed to be most likely to succeed and what everybody thought who would be the successor, wrote a poem to the effect of, you know, the mind is like a mirror and we need to purify and wipe the dust away so that way the dust doesn't collect. And then there was the cook, this illiterate monk, who with the help of a brother monk, was reading all the poems. And when he heard the poem written by this top student, he asked to have something else written down beside it. And the poem he wrote, in essence, was basically saying there is no mirror. There's nowhere for the dust to collect. Basically, no, there's no need to purify. You are that. He didn't quite say it like that, but that's kind of what he was pointing at, was there's no need, there's no mirror, there's nowhere for the dust to collect. And that's because, you're already that. So he ended up becoming the successor. He was the third Zen patriarch, Zenzang, who wrote a marvelous little book called the Shinseng Ming, which I did do a translation of at one point, an interpretation and translation, which I will leave the link below if you care to read it. It's a marvelous little book. It's not terribly long, but I like it. But it is, many teachers have tried to convey this. You are that. You are that already. It's not a matter of purifying. What you're purifying is the illusion. Because impurity is an illusion. Impurity doesn't exist. If Brahman is without impurity and blemish, and you are Brahman, that means you are already without impurity or blemish. It's only the thought of impurity and blemish. And you can modify your thought, but it doesn't help you see the fallacy of it. And so I thought that would be something to talk about today. Now, if you have any questions, please post below. I would gladly respond with replies. If you think somebody would be interested in this video, I am okay with you forwarding on a link or whatever so that they too can watch it. If there's any other comments or likes or whatever you want to do, I appreciate it. But also I encourage people to subscribe to the channel so that way they are in the loop when new videos come up. But I think that's it for today. Appreciate you taking time. Thank you much.